Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Monday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk all things Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini, and today's report includes Steelers ground the Jets in dominant fashion on Sunday Night Football. Russell Wilson is the ultimate team player. The Penguins make multiple lineup changes on their 4-game road trip, and more. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the Steel City Sports Report. Now let's get into the first news story of the day. Steelers ground the Jets in dominant fashion on Sunday Night Football. Happy Victory Monday, Steelers Nation, as the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the New York Jets last night on Sunday Night Football. And really, this may be the most flawless win that we have seen since the days of Big Ben. In the second quarter, the Steelers trailed this one 15-6, but then would rattle off 31 unanswered points to take home the W 37-15. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Russell Wilson, in his first start, looked very rough in the first half, and the Boo Birds were chirping loudly. However, he kept on telling his coaches that he was just warming up, similar to a relief pitcher in baseball. Wilson was 8 for 17 for 145 yards, but did get a touchdown pass to George Pickens at the end of the first half. After that, Russ looked like the Russ from Seattle, throwing the ball with purpose and letting the playmakers be playmakers as the offense opened up. Wilson's final stat line reads that he was 16 for 29, passing for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. With this performance, Wilson has become the first quarterback in Steelers history to lead the team to score 30-plus points in a starting debut since quarterback starts began being tracked in 1950. Other players on offense who had tremendous nights include wide receiver George Pickens, who had 5 receptions for 111 yards and a touchdown, and did so in style with multiple highlight reel catches. Running back Najee Harris, who ran for 102 yards on 21 attempts with a touchdown score, mirroring his performance from last week. And running back Jaylen Warren, who only had 44 rushing yards and 15 receiving yards, but he passed the eye test of looking like the Warren of last year. As a team, the Steelers ran for 149 and passed for 264, totaling 406 yards of offense last night. To put this in perspective, the Steelers' offense went the entire tenure of Matt Canada as offensive coordinator without going over 300 yards once. They have now gone over 400 yards twice in 7 games with Arthur Smith as OC, once with Russell Wilson starting, and once with Justin Fields starting. As for the Steelers' defense, in the first half, they held up long enough to where the offense could get their feet under them and not need to overcome a large deficit. Player of the night on defense was someone who everybody expected to have a career game against a potent Jets offense in undrafted slot corner Beanie Bishop. Bishop made the turning point play of the game, picking off Aaron Rodgers with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. What better way to get your first career INT than on a one-handed grab off one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Beanie would get his second pick in the second half on a ball tip drill play off Garrett Wilson's hands, and he was so close to taking it back for 6. Some other notable performances from Steelers defenders came from defensive tackle Keanu Benton, who had 2 big pass knockdowns in the fourth quarter to turn the ball over on downs when the Jets were starting to build momentum. Rookie linebacker Peyton Wilson, who led the team in tackles and was around many more. And cornerback Joey Porter Jr., who locked up Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson throughout the game, as well as made 3 tackles, one of which was for a loss. The Steelers' defense gave Aaron Rodgers a final stat line of 24 completions on 39 attempts for 269 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The black and gold also surprisingly, yet delightfully, kept Rodgers' 2 top receivers, Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams, in check. Wilson was held to 5 receptions on 9 targets for 61 yards, and as for Aaron's old buddy Adams, he was targeted 9 times, but only had 3 receptions for a meager 30 yards. Also, let's not forget that Adams has now lost to the Steelers twice in 7 days. Really, the only person on the Jets offense that gave the Steelers trouble was running back Breece Hall. Hall rushed for 38 yards and a touchdown on 12 carries, but he was a bigger problem receiving, as he caught 6 balls for 103 yards. I think we can all agree that only having 1 out of the Jets' top 4 offensive players have success, while surrendering just 15 points, is a pretty good day at the office. I also want to give a big shout out to Steelers special teams coordinator Danny Smith, who dialed up 2 blocked kicks in this one of which was taken away on a BS leverage call against Minka Fitzpatrick, but he got it back on a field goal block by Dean Lowry. With this win, the Steelers are now 5-0 in their block number jerseys, and once again, I am representing all of Steelers Nation when I say please make the block number jerseys permanent and keep the gray face masks too. Pittsburgh is now 5-2 on the season and are atop the AFC North once again. The Steelers are back on primetime next week when they host the New York Giants on Monday Night Football before heading into their bye week. Russell Wilson is the ultimate team player. After the Steelers' victory against the New York Jets, quarterback Russell Wilson had a post-game media scrum. During the scrum, Wilson was asked what it means to him that head coach Mike Tomlin made the move to start him, even with Justin Fields getting the Steelers to a 2-4 start this season. Russ answered, "You know, we are in a tremendous situation where we are. I think there's a lot of outside noise that makes it seem like it's a negative thing, and this rivalry internal. And it's not. We just want to win. That's what we're focused on." I mean, I got to give Justin Fields credit. Just all the things that he was able to do, how great he's been playing. He inspires me every day, how he works, vice versa. I mean, we have a great relationship. He's a tremendous quarterback. He's a franchise quarterback. He's a leader. He's got all the intangibles. And whatever I can give to him and show him and just be around him, that's part of my job. Wilson also said that he had a neutral mindset and stayed the course when fans were chanting for Fields early in the game, holding no grudges, knowing things were going to get better. Russ is the kind of leader that this Steelers team has been needing for some time now, and it's great that he acknowledged Fields and all the work that he has done thus far. With how Wilson played last night and seeing what Fields did earlier this year, I feel confident that one, if not both quarterbacks will return next year, and maybe beyond. Are the Steelers and Jets making a deal after all? One of the main storylines heading into Sunday night's game between the Jets and Steelers was trade talks between both teams regarding Jets veteran wide receiver Mike Williams. Once the Jets traded for Aaron Rodgers' best friend Davante Adams Tuesday last week, it was clear that Williams was the odd man out in New York. The Steelers are in desperate need of a wide receiver too, and were in trade talks with the Jets until Sunday. ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter reported at dawn on Sunday that the Jets and Steelers postponed all talks of a Williams trade until after the game between the two. Once game time rolled around, the 30-year-old was indeed active against the Steelers. Williams ended his night against the Steelers with only 1 catch for 15 yards on 2 targets. There hasn't been any confirmed number on snap counts yet, but it is believed that Williams played roughly just over a third of the Jets' offensive snaps. That to me says that the Jets wanted to field their best roster possible against the Steelers, but also wanted to protect Williams from injury so that they can move him. Hilariously, WPXI's Jenna Harner posted on X after the game that a Steelers fan yelled to Williams as he was walking off the field, saying, "See you in a Steelers uniform next week." I can't help but agree with this fan. Williams only signed a 1-year contract with New York, and the Steelers wanted Williams going back to this past offseason, and now they can have him for probably only a day 3 pick. Also, him becoming a Steeler just makes too much sense, as the wide receiver market has dried up following the Davante Adams and Amari Cooper trades last week. At this point, I'm almost certain that Mike Williams will be a Steeler by the end of the week, and the Steel City Sports Report will be here to cover it if it happens. And finally, the Penguins make multiple lineup changes. The Pittsburgh Penguins have now dropped their last 2 games, losing to the Carolina Hurricanes on Friday night 4-1, and losing a late Sunday afternoon affair to the Winnipeg Jets 6-3. Apart from some decent goaltending performances from Alex Nedeljkovic and Yoel Blomqvist, the Pens have been struggling in multiple areas of team play so far this season. With the Pens having a 3-4 start to the season, change is bound to occur, and that is what is happening right now. Starting between the pipes, the Penguins have brought all 3 goaltenders, Alex Nedeljkovic, Tristan Jarry, and Yoel Blomqvist, on this 4-game Western Canada road trip. Starting in Winnipeg yesterday was Nedeljkovic with Blomqvist as backup, leaving Jarry as a healthy scratch. Also yesterday in Winnipeg, forward Michael Bunting was a healthy scratch for the first time in his Penguins tenure. In his assessment of Bunting's performance so far this year, head coach Mike Sullivan said, "I think our expectation is higher." With Bunting out, Valtteri Puustinen was inserted into the Pens lineup for the first time this season. Sullivan also rearranged the forward lines for Sunday's game. swapping forwards Drew O'Connor and Anthony Beauvillier, moving Jesse Puljujärvi and Cody Glass up a line each, and putting Noel Acciari back as the fourth-line center. Also, Sullivan once again put Ryan Shea in for Jack St. Ivany on the third defensive pair with Ryan Graves. Clearly these changes didn't work, at least in Winnipeg, but we will need to wait and see how long Sullivan keeps these changes, or if more moves will occur before the Pens' next game Tuesday night in Calgary. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up a Monday edition of the Steel City Sports Report. Again, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for helping the channel reach 150 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow with some more Pittsburgh sports news.